And we're back with another PicoCTF challenge, this time fresh Java, a reverse engineering challenge. Can you get the flag, reverse engineer this Java program? And our hint is use a decompiler for Java. So the decompiler that I know is JD-GUI. And you can find it here off of GitHub. I've already downloaded it. It'll come as a jar. And then what you need to do is you need to say Java -jar JD-GUI, and the GUI will come up. And what we're going to want to do is we want to open the class file. So the way that Java works is first you have source, and then you compile down the source into an intermediate language called bytecode, which is the .class file that you see here. And then finally, this .class file is run on the JVM, which is kind of like an interpreter. It's virtual machine. JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. And you can see this is a very simple challenge. I just want you to be familiar with the tooling. And what we have here is we have a check on our input. If we were to run this, there's a scanner. Scanner takes system input. We're prompted for a key. We get the key, and then we check each value. So the last value, is that equal to, the 33rd value, is that equal to a closing curly? Second to last value, is that equal to a D? And we continue checking all the different elements until we either fail, complaining about an invalid key and returning, or until we hit this valid key success. This is kind of a pain. This is not undoable in that it's only 32 characters or something like that, but I really don't want to go through and bring it all over. And I would encourage you, one of the ways you get better at programming is if every time you have something that's kind of tedious and stupid, if you go in and you find ways to automate it, you'll get a lot better. So let's call this cleanup. And I'm going to start with just removing everything we're not interested in. And to do that, we're going to have to use regular expressions, just because you'll notice the number changes each time. So we'll need to escape some of these characters that have special meanings. And then we're going to want to use the decimal and one or more decimals. So /d just means decimal or integer value. So it matches 31, 30, etc. So you can see we matched all these. We're going to replace that with nothing. Then we're going to also get rid of this other crap that we have here. We don't need regular expressions now because everything is the same. So you can see we've matched everything. We're going to replace again. Looks like we can do quite a bit more replacing. And then we're left with just that opening, what do you call that? Single quote. We've got this straggler at the bottom. Cool. So my immediate thing is, whenever I have a task like this, let me try to do it in Python. And I'll be honest, I wasn't able to do this without looking a little bit, but you know, that's the nature of the game. So the first thing we want to do is we want to open cleanup. We'd like to make it a list. And let's take a look at what that gets us. So we have a list of the contents of this file, but we have this extra new line character, /n. So we'd like to throw that away. So we know we have an array. We can use this list generation format that Python has. So the way you read this is, this is supposed to be a list, or what do they call it? A collection? I don't know. It's something that has many elements. for each element, we're going to call it X, and you're going to perform the strip operation. So remove white space characters, and then we're going to create a new list from that. So let's see how that worked. We'll call this stripped list. And we will take a look at it. Perfect. So now we just need to reverse this. And Python happens to have a very nice reversed function. But it returns a generator. A generator is kind of a lazy thing where you don't perform the computation until you need to. A way that we can get around that is by immediately passing it to a list. All right, so now we're a little better, but I don't want to copy this and, do the same operation that I just did above. Copy this into cleanup and then, remove the spaces and the quotes. So what we will do is we'll use the join operation on that list. And there we go. PicoCTF, tooling required. And it looks like at some point I accidentally threw away a curly. Let's submit it. And there you go. Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Like, subscribe, comment, do all those good YouTube things. Thanks a lot. Bye.